This is how I spent 7 days learning how to speedrun Halo Combat Evolved on Legendary difficulty. And if you're considering speedrunning this game as well, watch my pain and suffering first before you get started. Enjoy. First day went exactly how you'd want it not to go. First thing I did was find a tutorial on specific tricks and found another speedrun to use for reference, but I still got lost a bunch. I'm gonna run past you guys. Was I supposed to, what did he do? Wait, hold on, did I already fuck it up? I'm lost. Brother, I am just, oh god, this is just not going well. And we got to the first actual combat part, and I got rinsed. If I just made a video about every single death I had, this video would be about 3 hours long. So you know what, I'll skip over most of the parts just to save you the endless times of me dying. Dude, oh my god, these grunts are crazy. But one of the things I'll say over and over again is most of the time, you just put some well-placed grenades, kill the elites, and hope you don't die. Because whenever you kill an elite, the grunts will go running around in circles most of the time, not always. And they're easy to take out with a magnum. Sometimes, on the other hand, we just stick one elite and run away and, again, hope you don't die, like here. And at the end, there's a bunch of nades, so all you do is just spam them, or at least that's all I did. I'm sure there's a legitimate trap for it, but this is day one. Let's just get through it. And after all that, we are done Pillar of Autumn. Next up is Halo. And I'd say this is probably one of the harder ones early on, just because there's so much combat, and elites and grunts don't really mess around in this game. So we skip the first initial combat by avoiding this bridge and doing a grenade jump over this ledge. This was my first grenade jump, so as you can imagine, this took forever. Oh my god, I'm doing it wrong. I'm just flat out doing it wrong. Hold on. No! Oh yeah! Let's go! Then we get to the first combat part where we kill a grunt, take his plasma pistol. This is also a good time to bring up something called a noob combo. If you've ever played Halo before, one of the easier ways to kill enemies is by charging up a plasma pistol at the elites and then taking them out with a magnum. Get used to it, cause you'll see it a lot for the rest of the run. After the first wave, there's about 5 more, which consists of well-placed grenades, and if you mess them up, there's a good chance you're dead. Especially if you're me. Unless you hide at the top and let them come to you like I did. Now we get a Warthog, where we go to rescue the Marines, or at least try to. I'll get to that later on. But first we have to get past this bridge. Normally you'd have to go around and kill all the Covenant, but if you climb up here using the Warthog, you can skip all that. Also, there's normally a cutscene here, but if you're in the middle of combat, it doesn't play. Pretty cool. So we could cross the bridge and help out some Marines. Sort of. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yo, he's gaming. Oh my god, that shit was so cool. I don't think I got that Warthog flip once. So let's explain this mission. Normally you're supposed to save the Marines, right? Well, if you just kill them all instead, you can actually skip fighting all the Covenant and save a bunch of time. So we go around throwing grenades at them and sniping these ones. Then we go to the final area where we have to kill all the Covenant, but with the Warthog and Sniper, it isn't too bad. And that's Halo. Stupid hard, but at least we got through it. Speaking of stupid hard though, let's talk about truth and reconciliation. I've built a love-hate relationship with this mission. There are specific ways you can kill only a few enemies and just walk right on by, but sometimes I miss, and sometimes turns into all the time. Other times I kill the wrong one. Overall, running right through here is incredibly hard, at least for me. But after what felt like hours, it was only 40 minutes, we got through to the halfway point. This is where it gets a little bit easier. All we have to do is kill 2 elites, grab a camo, walk down here, and try to avoid these elites. Dude. But in this case they spotted me because I touched them. Then we hit all these grunts in the back and end up at the bottom of the Truth and Reconciliation ship, where we go through about 7 waves of enemies. I never actually learned how many, but the goal is to try to hit and time a well-placed grenade as soon as the waves spawn in, and you'll know when they're going to spawn in when there's only 1 enemy left from the previous wave. So you can time it like that. And of course I didn't. And for the hunter part, you're supposed to stand right behind them and kill them immediately, but I messed that up and had to restart all the waves because the previous checkpoint was before they all started. But then I finished, and I had only been streaming for 3 hours, but I was done. So I decided to end day 1. Day 2, now, and I should mention, I did practice some stuff off stream just because I knew day 1 was really short and day 2 was going to be similar. So we started day 2 and I just wanted to run through Truth and Reconciliation one more time just to see how much I improved. and I completely tore through it. This is probably one of the best ones I've ever done, but we'll get to that later on. Except for when I fell, but let's ignore that. Regardless, we finished the first half within 6 minutes compared to the full hour it took the first time. And now for a trick called belly skip, and this is the main one I practiced off stream. If we stand in this specific spot and destroy the wraith, we'll clip right inside. Then with some specific movements, it'll shoot us into the rafters, then out of bounds. Once we're here, we jump around and completely avoid pretty much all the combat in the room that we spawn in. But unfortunately I fell. Turned into a playthrough? Kinda. This really is just a casual playthrough. But when I restart, it sends me back here. Fuck, bro. And I had to restart the mission. And holy shit, excuse my language, this was frustrating. But we're back in the ship, and we got the out of bounds part and went the right way this time. Sorry. I laughed really loud and really stupidly, but he fucking stuck himself. Now for a grenade jump, but instead of one, we use 3. So the thing with overshields, after equipping them, you have a few seconds of invincibility, which will allow us to do this grenade jump without dying. You think I could just like retry it? Okay, that's why. I forgot, there's a gimmick with this game. Let's go! Let's go! Dude, the movement in this game is so much fun. Go. Oh! Let's go, dude! Let's fucking go, we did it! Chat, we might finish this today. He's bouncing off my booty cheeks, I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. Then once we're at this room, kill 2 elites, kill the grunts, and then go to save Captain Keys by once again killing elites and grunts. Mostly by spamming nades. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but that's how I did it. Now we gotta escort Keys, and AI is really stupid in this game. I just know that was my teammate. Stop throwing grenades at me! That was my teammate! That was my fucking teammate! Oh my god, twice in a row. Get away from me. Fuck! Why would you run towards Keys? Why on fucking earth would you run towards him? You goddamn idiot. But we finished the mission and on to the next. Silent Cartographer is probably one of the easier levels with very few tricks sprinkled in, so instead of fighting all the Covenant, we just run away. After about a minute of running, we'll get to this Warthog and drive. Instead of getting out, we drive the Warthog into the building and we are going to do what's called a Warthog flip. I briefly mentioned it before, but by turning and getting out of the Warthog, you'll get a boost of momentum, which will in result let us get through this door before it closes. Now I forgot I was supposed to shoot to avoid the cutscene, so we just had to watch it. Then we precisely fall down and hit the corner to avoid dying, and I messed up huge. Okay. Well, that's a good alternative. Oh, I've seen this one. This is like the triple nade throw. Wait, there's like 5. Uh-oh. 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 I wasn't supposed to grab the overshield because I was supposed to use the overshield on this next part. Yeah, so I couldn't do the grenade jump, so now I gotta go all the way through the areas, and after dying for about 20 minutes, mainly by jackals, we got out and into the Pelican, ending Silent Cartographer. And also, day 2. Day 3 started and my goal was simple. I wanted to finish the game and finish learning this route. But first in our path is Attack on the Control Room, which was again a fairly easy level. Once we spawn in, we throw grenades to clear out these elites and grunts, then do the same as the next room while just running by. Now for a trick called Banshee Grab. By standing here and moving very precisely, we can manipulate the elite into getting out of the Banshee and just letting us in. And this trick will basically skip a trigger that spawns in enemies, so all we have to do is just fly to the area, making this level nice and easy. There's no way I have to restart all that. Please tell me I don't have to restart everything. We're so far back! I think I just did it again. Oh my fucking god. It's okay, I gotta chill. Unless I die. But after flying back, we are off to Guilty Spark. Guilty Spark is another quick and easy level with only a few tricks. So first we skip the initial combat by grenade jumping to this hill, then we walk on in. Take the elevator down, kill these grunts and jackals, then after we do a grenade jump into this wall which will let us clip out of bounds getting to this room, then we go down to the flood. This is pretty easy too. All we do is grab an active camo, do some tight jumps, oh no, I didn't jump! And a grenade jump, and then just run straight through everything. After we leave, we avoid most of the fighting and go straight to where the monitor is, and wait for the end of Guilty Spark. Hopefully by not dying. 2 really quick levels, but don't worry, we have Library next. And I gotta say, casually, this is my least favorite level of all time, and it might as well be my least favorite level for speedrunning, mainly because it's really boring. There aren't many skips, except for at the very start when you grenade jump over and then jump over this ledge. Then we get a shotgun and overshield, which pretty much vanishes immediately, and I'm gonna leave out a lot of the dying, but this level was hell. Aside from a few parts, like right here, if we didn't kill that many flood, they won't spawn anymore. So that's nice. Or right here where we just trigger the monitor to open the door and then just stand on this pillar while no floods are gonna spawn. But most of this level is getting overhauled by flood, killing the right ones at the right times. I'm not even joking. Hold on. No, I want to actually speedrun this game first of all. Second, dude, Froggerkist, I have yours opened up. Yeah. Your reference run from like a year ago is the one I'm using. Yeah, thanks for the... Here. Give it one of these. But this part is kind of cool. If you jump low enough, no flood will spawn at the next part, so we can avoid a bit of combat there. Making life a little bit easier, but not really quicker. And then we grenade jump over this door to avoid the flood spawning and run straight to the end and finally finishing Library. It only took 35 minutes. And honestly, after that one, I needed to end. There was no shot I had the energy to learn 2 betrayals. So when I originally planned this speedrunning challenge, I fully intended on having at least 4 days to do runs. Now I'm only gonna have 2, or maybe 2.5 if I go fast enough. Basically, I'll give you a short rundown of my very poor understanding of this trick, is you somehow get out of bounds with some magic, and you use the Banshee to, you go through all of the triggers to basically progress through the level while also breaking all 3 towers. I think there's 3. So that's how this trick works. So yeah, I was told by a frog that it took him about 1 week to learn this trick, and I only had a week to learn the entire run. So instead of doing that, at the very start we kill these sentinels, kill the Covenant, hopefully. Then this part is actually really cool. If you open the door, then press the door button once more, you can avoid spawning in all the enemies for this map. So I could just kill these elites and jackals and no one else is there. Then I'm gonna run down and grab a Banshee, but after, I gotta go back up and spawn those enemies, because the map is, to put it lightly, weird as hell. I'm gonna explain this as simple as possible. There are a bunch of triggers throughout the maps that you would just go through without even noticing in a casual playthrough. But in a speedrun, there's a chance we go past them too quickly. One of them is at the bottom of this pyramid, and we know we hit it if the music starts playing.
Good. Let's get moving.
Oh. What, I need the music? After we hit our first pillar, we have 2 more to go, and a whole lot of enemies to get through. Let's try to skip some with this grenade jump, and basically just spam rockets and grenades in hopes that you don't die. Or at least that's how I played it. There are some specific grenades to throw to make it more consistent, but for the most part, we need a bunch of rockets and grenades to even do this. This part specifically, we can't shoot or it'll attract the rest of the flood, so we just use grenades to do it. This next part is pretty easy as we just run through because none of the flood actually have weapons. I got honestly insanely lucky at this bridge, or I was very talented of course, I don't really know, but off to the next room, where we once again just run through, we take the elevator down, do a grenade jump, and hop in a ghost. Wow. I could be wrong, but I don't think I got hit once. Okay, eat a fucking dick. Dude, I was just in the middle of bragging. Then get out and into the Banshee again, hoping we don't die. Before I was exaggerating a bit on spamming grenades, but this time I don't have a strat. I just throw them everywhere, cause there are flood literally everywhere. Then we get our second pillar, hop on a Banshee, and skip a bunch of fighting. Holy shit, flood rockets are crazy in this game. I can't tell you how many times I got shot out of the sky from them. But we get through this bridge part, get in a ghost, get into a Banshee, finishing 2 betrayals in only 50 minutes. It's not good, but it's not too bad. Unless you're the world record holder, cause he only took 10. Anyways, we're off to Keys. And luckily for us, we get what I would consider a break, because we get to skip the entire level, and it's pretty easy. Basically, by skipping at an exact point in the first cutscene, we spawn in this flood chasing a grunt. Next, we get his attention by getting him to come into this corner, killing him, and he'll get back up. And luckily, if we're in the right spot, push us straight through the wall, leading you straight to Keys. Also, I don't really know why, but a bunch of enemies are just sitting there menacingly. So we kill them with punches and grenades. Steal the shotgun, then Falcon punch Keys. After that, a bunch more Covenant spawn, but if we throw grenades over them, they ignore you for some reason looking at the grenade, so you can just walk straight past. Then we fall down to this room, hit this elite, and then get in his Banshee, ending the level within 3 minutes, I might add. It's nice to have a quick level straight after Library and 2 betrayals. Now for the final level, the Maw. This level is relatively relaxed compared to the last 3 levels, a lot of just letting Sentinel and Flood fight each other while running straight through. Aside from here where you just have to nade the door and shotgun whatever comes through, then over here you have these grunts with fuel rod cannons which explode in a very tight space, so that's a lot of fun. After the cutscene, more nades, more running, do a quick jump to skip a bit of the level, then this grenade jump and rocket boost to get to the top of the level quicker. Once we're at the top, we light the fuse and run away. This elevator part is actually kind of cool. You can just run underneath it while it's moving and just punch an elite and shotgun the rest. Then we have the driving part. Nothing much happening aside from me going the wrong way a few times, stopping at this point where we didn't actually have to. I was supposed to 360 here, but forgot and just did a 360 at the next jump instead. The 360 was to make sure I didn't flip, just in case you're wondering. Then we finish our first playthrough of Halo CE on Legendary. It only took 4 days. Now let's do some runs. Now that we're off to runs, I kind of realize it's been 2 days since I did a lot of the first parts. So once again, I just got lost a bunch, accidentally grabbing this overshield here, forgetting where to go, forgetting what to nade, but we finished Pillar of Autumn in 15 minutes. Halo was probably as bad, if not worse, when I was learning it. Got the grenade jump first try, but died a lot. After doing all the waves very poorly and slowly, with a few deaths, we get into the Warthog, die again, kill some Marines, kill some more, kill the Covenant, then a lovely 30 minutes later, we are off to Truth and Reconciliation. Which wasn't too bad. Also, just to let you guys know, I kept splitting by accident, so ignore the splits most of the time. But we get through the first part with only a few casualties, then going through the waves somewhat fast, killing the hunters quickly, then we're off to Belly Skip, which honestly went really well. I would comfortably say Belly Skip was my most consistent trick in this run, but after that we got the triple nade stack, which I will say is also fairly consistent for me. If this level didn't have a really hard combat part, this would probably be my favorite level by far. But unfortunately that's not the case. After rescuing Keys, we finished Truth and Reconciliation at about 30 minutes. Now we're off to Silent Cartographer. So let's grab the Warthog, get the Warthog flip, then jump down without dying, and then try to jump down again, but I kept dying here, so I unfortunately took the stairs. Now if you remember, I accidentally grabbed the overshield, meaning I unfortunately couldn't do the nade stack, which means I just flat out didn't learn it, so I had to learn on the fly, and that took a good 20 minutes. And all that learning just to get the floor below which we wanted, so unfortunately, I had to take the stairs once again. Then I took my Warthog back up and finished Silent Cartographer at 40 minutes. Now for Attack on the Control Room, which I will say is probably the easiest level, assuming I get Banshee Wrap quickly, and don't do that. which, in case you're wondering, lost about 2 minutes. Now for Guilty Spark, another really quick one. I only took way too long with this grenade jump into the floor, but other than that, the rest went fairly smoothly. Despite forgetting where to go, we got through here fairly quick. And then after that, I decided to call it there. That felt like a really good time to end stream and try again tomorrow, cause quite frankly, I was not excited for Library at all. And it felt like a really good refresher for the first half of the game. Day 5, we go straight into runs, with full intent of actually finishing my first run. Pillar of Autumn ended with a disappointing 11-minute time, but I didn't really care that much. I just wanted to get a good halo. Got the grenade boost first try, and did a pretty decent job against the Covenant waves. But after getting into the last section of the Marines, I softlocked. Unfortunately, I found out the hard way, if you don't kill every single Marines, or if they don't die to the Covenant, it takes way too much time to go out looking for them, so I reset. But second run of the day surely would be better, starting with a 10-minute and 43-second Pillar of Autumn and a 24-minute Halo, not too bad at all. Also, my splits are messed up, so like I said before, ignore them. Until about day 6. Now we're off to Truth and Reconciliation, only dying a few times, ending the first section in 14 minutes. Now that we're off to the ship, with a clean belly skip, a clean grenade boost, killing the elites relatively quickly, especially that grunt getting naded twice. That guy definitely had to die. But unfortunately, after rescuing Keys, he just kept wanting to kill himself for some reason. But regardless, we finished with a 30-minute Truth and Rec. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. Now on to Silent Cartographer, which, if I do say so myself, went really smoothly. Getting the Warthog flip, not dying that many times, and absolutely nailing the grenade stack, getting us all the way to the top, for the first time I might add, leaving with a 8-minute time. Attack on the control room went just as well, with a third try Banshee grab, and leaving with a 8-minute time as well. Guilty Spark is pretty easy too. We got the grenade clip and the camo jump within the first few tries. Not a whole lot of messing around in this level, leaving with a 10-minute time. 3 levels in less than 30 minutes. Kinda sounds like I'm dreaming, right? Well, time to wake up, because we're back to Library. And I still hate this level. It is so unbelievably hard. Also, I didn't know you can die through this glass, but most of the rest went as expected. Dying, fighting, messing up tricks. This level is easily my second worst level, leaving it at a 35-minute time. Now, for my worst level, 2 Betrayals. This sucks, just as much. But we got the spawn manip at the start, preventing enemies from spawning, then forgot to hit a trigger so I had to go back, then got through the first few areas after a lot, and I'm not even sugarcoating right now, a lot of deaths. Then we get sniped out of the sky from a rocket flood, I hate those things, but we got the grenade boost, and then got sniped again from a grunt with a plasma grenade. But fought through, getting really lucky here, and I really struggled with getting this ghost because the elites and flood kept fighting me. But regardless, I got to the last pillar and left with a time of 50 minutes. So the sub 3 was pretty much impossible at this point. Regardless, we're off to Keys. And honestly, at this point, I wanted this run to be done and over with. First try flood bump. This flood wanted to kill me during the cutscene, but unfortunately for him, couldn't. Then got through this part, and the next part pretty quickly, stole a Banshee, and left within 6 minutes. Now to finish at the Maw. And honestly, it went really slowly. This is a easier level, but I kind of didn't do any of it properly, so I died, kept falling off the top here, and we got to the Warthog driving section, and I nailed the 360 first try. Ultimate swag. But then I got stuck by an elite with a plasma grenade and just had to redo it, which completely ruined the entire moment. But regardless, it couldn't ruin everything because we finished our first run with a 3-hour, 26-minute, and 34-second time. I hope to build off this, but it's a good start for my first run, and a better way to end day 5. Day 6 to me honestly felt like a sub 3 hour or bust, because quite frankly, I started this challenge with a goal time of 90 minutes, and well, we're not even close. But started with a better Pillar of Autumn. I didn't even notice it until now, but I definitely didn't end with a 7-minute time the first run, but regardless, I did get a 8-minute and 52 seconds. Went on to Halo, died a bunch, and completely lost my mind at a Jackal, then got the Marines to hate me, but regardless, even with the Marines fighting me, we finished with a 24-minute time. We don't have splits to compare against sadly, but we're off to Truth and Reconciliation, which went a lot better, completely hauling over every section including the waves, absolutely nailed belly skip and the grenade stack, died a ton fighting these elites, but still finished saving about 7 minutes compared to my other runs. But it absolutely went from good to worse really quickly. As I got through Silent Cartographer, I had to do the walk of shame down the stairs because I didn't have enough health to survive the fall, and then for the grenade stack, I also settled for the floor below because I just couldn't get higher. So I had to do another walk of shame up the stairs. Almost died multiple times to the elites outside the building, but in the end, we lost just about under 3 minutes. Hopefully the next level goes better, right? Nope. Could not for the life of me get Banshee Grab, and then just lost another 3 minutes. It really did feel like all my time save was slowly dwindling away. I just had to do better at Guilty Spark. And I didn't. Could not get the very easy grenade boost at the start, couldn't get the grenade boost into the ground, but I did figure out at the end of the level if we kill the sentinels, the end of the level happens a lot quicker, which does save a little bit of time. But this is where the time save really comes. Library. Honestly, I don't think I've gotten better at this game, or maybe I just got lucky in the first runs, because after many deaths, I only saved 7 seconds, whereas I probably could have saved about 10 minutes. 2 Betrayals was another level where we also had a ton of time save, mainly because of deaths. Even if we ignore the tough start, I totally forgot to grab the rocket launcher, so that made this pretty much 10 times harder. 6 days in, I'm still forgetting really important things. Had a bit of PTSD by almost getting sniped by the same grunt with the same grenade. Then I did this cool time save, letting us bring the ghost into the next area, which saved a ton of time. But unfortunately, the rest of the level was so slow, meaning we only saved under 2 minutes. Keys was honestly pretty decent. We saved Keys from a life of pain, stole a Banshee, and only lost 17 seconds. And you know what, I gotta give myself some props. This is where I really clutched up at the end, avoiding all the fights, or at least most of them, lighting the fuse and getting the 360, leading us to a 8-minute gold, but more importantly, a 10-minute PB, giving us a time of 3 hours, 16 minutes, and 13 seconds on day 6. Then I tried another run, soft-locked at the end of Halo, so let's just move on to day 7 and forget that run ever happened, because I sure as hell tried to. Now for the final day. All 7 days of practice leading to this. The goal at the start was a 90-minute time, and in hindsight, that's way too much. I'm not that good at this game. Also, it's really hard, way harder than I could ever imagine, but at the same time, really rewarding. The feeling to get belly skip consistently, doing grenade jumps, all of that is a lot of fun to learn. But regardless, it all leads to this, the final day. And quite honestly, my new goal was just a measly sub 3 hour time. Started out minus 24 leaving Pillar of Autumn, had a absolutely smooth sailed through the first few waves of Covenant, dying twice, then cleared out the next wave, died again, then played Ring Around the Rosie with an elite, then we're off to the next area, killed some Marines, and finished Halo in 16 minutes, which is 8 minutes faster than my best ever time. Truth and Rec went really well, until I accidentally alerted this Jackal, making it impossible to snipe him, basically making this entire area really hard, so I thought instead of continuing the bleed, I would cut my losses and just restart. Unfortunately losing about 4 minutes. But on the flip side, we actually got through it almost perfectly. Missed some shots, punched some grunts, and cleared the waves quickly, and also took out the hunters. Got to belly skip, nailed it, did the grenade boost, nailed it, killed some elites and grunts, died a bunch in front of Keys, but that's fine. We got there in the end. Saved him, killed the Marines to save a little bit more time, because for some reason if you kill the Marines at the end of this level, it just ends the level right away, instead of playing a bit of text from Cortana. So we killed the elites, ending Truth and Reconciliation, only losing 30 seconds. Pretty good considering I lost 4 minutes immediately. Now for Silent Cartographer. In classic fashion, got the Warthog flip first try, then fell off. Got to the bottom, grenade boost sucked, so I had to do the walk of shame once more. Also, I didn't have any grenades here, so I spent way too much time fighting these elites. Regardless, we still saved 2 minutes. Started attack on the control room, dying to a single grunt. Really embarrassing, probably should have edited this out, but that's fine. And also, could not for the life of me get the Banshee grab. Fortunately, we only lost 40 seconds, where we could have saved 3 minutes. That one was a tough pill to swallow for sure. Guilty Spark needed to be better. And honestly it was. We got most of the tricks within the first few attempts, strolling our way through the flood and finishing the level getting a gold by a minute. Now for library. I'll save you the deaths, but honestly we were poised to save about 10 minutes on this run until this happened. Holy fuck! No way. I can't believe that. I think I'm fucked. I just lost 25 minutes. I don't even know what to do. Yeah, my checkpoint basically gets me killed every time I spawn in. But luckily for me, I only lost 20 minutes. I was so upset, I thought I was gonna have to restart the entire level, which would have lost about 20 minutes. But now for some real time save. 2 betrayals. We were going in with a 49-minute time, and with a combination of me sucking at this level and thinking my run was over from library, I was a little bit tilted. Got the right strats down for most of the rooms, really played it slow just to save as much time as possible, mainly avoiding death. Somehow, some way survived both these moments. Normally at this part I would grenade boost over, but I decided to jump on the Flood's head instead since I was out of grenades. He wasn't really cooperating, and honestly in hindsight it probably would have been a lot faster just to walk around. Got in the Ghost, then got in a Banshee, somehow survived this again, no clue how. Maybe the Halo gods were just watching today. But nope, they looked away at this moment. We kiss a ghost through the door, and apparently I needed the Flood with weapons to spawn. Shout out to the chatters helping me out with that one. Because if the Floods with weapons aren't there, we can't actually finish the level. Remember when I mentioned all these weird triggers? That is one of them. So I had to turn around and spawn them in, got in the Banshee, and destroyed the last tower, finishing 10 minutes faster than my previous best time. Still a ton of room to improve on, but we are well on pace for that sub 3 hour. Now it's time for keys. First try the Flood bump, distract the enemy with a grenade for some reason, and then stole the Banshee. Honestly, could not have gone better. We golded by 2 minutes, which leads us to this last level, the Maw. Assuming we don't lose 30 minutes, we're smooth sailing. This popcorn Flood completely saved all of his friends by jumping in front of a grenade, but these grenades landed. Also, this grenade jump, rocket jump also landed. Sadly, this normal jump didn't, but this grenade from this elite wasn't good at all, just throwing it at a wall. Also, I did fail the 360, so this run might as well just not count. But regardless, we ended with a 2 hour, 44 minutes, and 43-second time. Honestly, not too bad if you ask me. And that's the end. 7 days later of pain, suffering, but most importantly, persevering through Halo CE on Legendary. Being able to beat it in less than 3 hours was a really good feeling. So, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this style of video, cause that's what I'll be uploading going forward. If you do, make sure you like and subscribe, and if you want to see the whole process, follow me on Twitch, links down below. I'm probably playing Halo 2 as we speak. And in post-edit, I just wanted to say thank you so much to the Halo community. How many people that were good at the game to come into chat and help me out, so I appreciate that very much. Thank you, shout out to them. The Halo speedrunning community is amazing. Thank you. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See you later.